Hey YouTube, this is me Kevin. I'm working on my MB5 again. I want to show you my air filter modification. Alright, so down here at the air filter, as you saw in my last video, or not last video, but one of my videos, that this right here was all filled up with a mouse nest. And as I explained to you, I got this running, and it was a whole mouse nest in here, and you can't get these air filters no more. There's a metal, looks like a cage type thing, and then the filter goes in, the foam filter goes on that. Then there's another cage that gets squished in between there, and that's your filter. And what happens is, well, you can't get them no more. You can't get the metal brackets unless you can find one on eBay. Good luck with that. I've been looking. This tube right here goes in that hole in the back, and then it comes through like that and goes into the center of that air filter. Can't even talk here. Sorry about the movement of the camera here. I'm kneeling down here. So anyway, I want to show you my modification. So this little tube right here is the plastic tube that went from the airbox to the carburetor. Now I want to keep this thing looking as original as possible, and sometimes with modifications that gets extremely difficult to do, especially when you have to use something you don't like. These cone air filters, like the one I have on here, are absolutely garbage. The reason for that is people put these on dirt bikes and everything else, and mud just fills up inside these things and stops it for air. I've gotten bikes where inline four-cylinder bikes where they had these on them, one on each carburetor, and when they put it on the kickstand, the one that's on the upside is the one that gets water in it, goes in the cylinder and seizes up the engine. It just rusts right up. These are no good unless you use an airbox to keep the water and mud and all that crap off of them. So using these in conjunction with an airbox is actually the best way. They look cool, they're neat, they got, you know, the chrome, they look cool sticking on a car. I mean, they just look neat. However, they're not functionable, and that's the problem. So in this application, what I did was I went to the parts store, I got a piece of radiator hose, and went from the carburetor, straight pipe, about 3 inches, and you can see right in there, so you can see it or not, and then I used a piece of copper, just a copper tube like this, you know, that you get at the hardware store, just a union to go in between two of them, and I put it right inside here, put the clamp on it with the air filter. Andrew? So that's how I modified that air filter to fit on it. And the nice thing about these filters is you can move them. They're movable. Like, you could see how it's holding down. I mean, it flexes a little bit, has a little bit of flexibility to it. So it'll still do its air filtration, and I'm able to use it on here without, you know, any vibration or anything. So that works out pretty well. So that's the only time you'll ever see me use one of those style air filters, because other than that, they're complete garbage. They're not functionable, especially on, a lot of people put these things on little four-wheelers, like the Chinese four-wheelers. They take the air filter boxes off, they put them on there, and then why is it running like crap? Well, it's running like crap because you're inducing water into your engine, and these engines aren't designed for that. So that's my air filter modification. You can see it. Okay, so that right there is my video. So hopefully you like it. Hopefully it inspires you and allows you to come up with, you know, some ideas. And then the air filter box fits on top of that, the cover, and you won't see that filter. It'll look completely original, except for the giant radiator clamp I'm using. The clamps that originally go to it are thinner, but they were just rotted right out. So I had to replace it with a bigger one. So I'm working on this bike. I got new tires on it, brand new tires. Actually 35 bucks on eBay per tire. It was an awesome deal. And I get the electrical all working. I cleaned up the what do you call it, the gauges. Last video when I showed it to you, it had a spider nest in it, and you can see how nice and clean I got these. The spider nest was up in the top corner here, and I got that all cleaned up. I got all the lights working. Replaced the ignition switch because I didn't have a key for it. That's a factory switch. I was able to get that brand new on eBay with 2 keys, so that was pretty cool. I got ordered a new handlebars for it, and it has all the grips and stuff on it because the end of them are broken off on both the clutch and the brake. I rebuilt the caliper I rebuilt the, I put new pads on it and a new piston. The piston for the brakes was only 15 bucks on eBay. I was very shocked how easy it was. But she's coming along good. It needs to be cleaned up and be repainted, but I just want to get the whole thing. I want to get everything working on it to specification first before I go ahead and restore this bike. And you see how the paint's chipping on it, and it's just corrosion, just some sitting. But this bike runs so good. I mean, it'll idle for hours if you let it. The clutch is good. Everything works on it. So that's where I'm at right now. And please subscribe and hopefully like my videos. The MB5.